Game started.
Dagsy from Australia. Cool. Let's try e4. Yeah, last one was a d4. e4, d6, d4, d5. Okay, a regular French. And this is the classical variation. The 1 hour is bishop to b4. So let's go back to bishop g5. I've been playing the Steinitz variation for a while, but this is the I think maybe this is the main line of the classical, where you trade the bishops and then put a pawn on f4 to support the center. This pawn on d5, d4. This pawn on d4 often comes under attack from the move c5. My opponent, however, played the move f5. So what's going on here? f5. I can take en passant, and he takes back with the knight. I guess I should do that. He could take back with the pawn. I was just thinking, it leaves him with a weak pawn here on e6 if he takes with the knight. If he takes with the pawn, he's messed up his kingside, and his queenside development doesn't look all that great. Yeah, take with the knight. He does get a good square for his knight on e4 there, I have to admit. Let's try and discourage knight e4 for a bit. I don't know if it's possible to actually prevent it. And he goes for the castling. So why don't I castle queenside here? Just defend the f-pawn in case the knight moves suddenly, and castle queenside. Then launch these pawns forward in a pawn storm against the king. Now he's attacking my d-pawn, so I can't easily just castle here, or can I? Actually, I get castle, and then knight takes, and then bishop takes, h7 check, followed by queen takes, so I would lose my bishop, but I would also mess up his kingside a bit more. Could also play knight to b4. Yeah, so on knight to b4, that's a little more awkward. Hitting this bishop. I want to keep this bishop. And I guess if he plays knight to e4 here, I can take it with my knight. I should probably play king to b1 fairly quickly. Add some extra support to the a-pawn here, and freeing up my knight on c3. Okay, so let's just do that, and then maybe I could kick the knight, see where it goes. The bishop doesn't have a lot of good squares. Okay, so he's going for the pawn storm. So do I want to sit here and wait for the pawns, or yeah, let's wait a move and see what he does. If I just develop, I can play knight to e5. Looks like a good square. And if he plays a5, my idea is to play, if he plays a4, then I was going to play a3. That was my idea. So knight on
Server announcement.
Yeah, knight on d5, e5, knight on e5, or knight on g5. Knight g5, he might play pawn to h6. And I'm not yet really threatening anything. Maybe I should prepare something. Or could I just launch a pawn storm immediately? So I guess I can't play g4 though. Okay, so h3, g4, g5 is what I'm thinking. And oh, he's going after my c pawn, which if he takes, I'll just take back with the knight. So let's go ahead with this plan. I don't particularly want to take and open up a file onto my king. And if he pushes ahead with c4, that might be a problem, kind of cramping my bishop here and allowing him to invade on the light squares, but it might not be too much of a problem. Okay, after I play g5, where is that knight going? It can go here to h5, or it can go back. And let's kick it. On h5, it's subject to a tempo gainer. So h5, well, it can go from h5, it can go to f4 or g3. So maybe rook g1 and then then knight e5. Okay, so he decided to retreat and not go there. So now what? g6 immediately. I think knight here first, and then maybe g6 is a possibility. I just gave up my d-pawn. I guess I could take back with the queen, huh? If he takes. I don't quite see how my attack is going to break through on his king here, although his king looks a bit suspicious. Didn't want to leave defense of this knight or move the knight away and leave this square so unprotected. He might sack the knight here on c2. Knight takes, king takes, and then b4, and b5, b4. You know, it's two moves to get to the pinned knight, so I don't see that he gets his material back right away. Okay, just retreats. So, take the knight. Yeah, I guess I can't. If I just retreat and he takes the knight, it's not so good for me. I have to take back with the pawn. Kind of shields his backward d-pawn. Okay, now his b-pawn is hanging, but I don't particularly want to take it and open up another line on my king. Could play knight b5 maybe, knight or bishop b5. Now I could start by playing this move, rook to e1, centralizing the rook and maybe getting some pressure. And now bishop to g4 is an idea here, perhaps. The knight can come into these squares. Yep. Knight there, there, here, or here. But if I go here, the knight can't come over this way easily. I could go to, because of the pin. Knight here, I just take it. Knight f5, I take it. Knight e4, I probably take too, and he takes back with a pawn. Knight c4 is interesting, and knight b5 is possible too. But I would take and then take the pawn on d6, so knight b5 is not good. Knight c4 maybe is an idea here. After knight to c4, I have knight takes d5 here because of the pin on the pawn again. So what other ideas does he have? Probably he should bring a rook over. He may be thinking about sacking the exchange here. I don't know if that works. Gets a tempo with the knight. The knight could get to a good square on on e4. Oh, it's my move. He defended. I'm sorry. I was talking. I didn't realize he had moved. Well, that's dumb. So it's possible just to take here, right? I wondered what he was thinking about there. Okay, so he moved quickly. Yeah, and I thought for a long time. Okay, I take his queen with check.
Check.
So this is no good. That's
Black
what happens.
resigns.
I guess all my long thinking got him confused. Anyway, interesting game. I will upload this and we'll do a postmortem as usual. See you guys later. Bye.